Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this video of the Python Alt X course. My name is Sabir again, and this is the section where we're starting actual coding. Finally, I know it's about time. So by the end of this video, I officially allow you to go and subscribe to the r/programmer humor subreddit. Anyway, let's get started. I want you to go ahead and open Jupyter as we did in the previous section. So open up Jupyter Notebook. Don't touch that console. It'll just open the notebook inside your browser. Then go to your testing site that you set up. If you haven't yet, I would recommend that you do. For me, it's an untitled folder and this untitled notebook. Alright, so this is just some test code I was running. So this gives me another opportunity to show you a cool new shortcut. So under edit, it says delete cells is basically pressing DD twice. So when none of these cells are selected, you can click out in this region, you can press DD twice to get rid of all the cells. Alright, so let's get started. Python syntax, that's what we're starting with, is famous for being extremely simple and beginner friendly because it doesn't have daunting syntax like other languages. For example, many of these which a lot of other languages are known for, and they are infamous for because you have to keep track of these brackets. And Python also doesn't have the infamous semicolon, so you can just end your lines just like that and the compiler won't scream at you. So the first concept we're discussing in Python are variables, and as tradition goes, a variable is a box. So what I mean is that it's a box that will store anything you pass to it. So I'm gonna create a variable called name. This is how you create variables in Python. So right now I'm declaring a variable. Notice how there's one equal sign. Yeah, that means that you're declaring a variable, and I'm going to pass my name in there. So my name is Sabir. Notice the quote marks. If I don't pass the quote marks, then this will throw an error, and that's because Sabir, as it says, is not defined. So without quote marks, it's treating Sabir to be a variable, but this variable has not been defined before. The only variable that's being defined here is name. So we have to pass Sabir in with quote marks so that it knows that this is not a variable. It's a data type called a string, and we'll get to data types in a bit in the next section. So now if I run this, now the variable name, the box name contains my name. And if I were to print name, then I get Sabir. You can in Python, Python is dynamic language, so you can overwrite variables like this. Name equals, there we go. If I run this, now name contains my name backwards. And you will notice that if I go back to this print statement which I ran after declaring name as Sabir, if I run this, it has my name backwards now, because in Jupyter these numbers you see, that's the order in which these cells were executed. So this cell is 4, this cell is 2. This cell was executed after this cell. That's why the latest string contained inside name is rebus and not Sabir. So if I go back to this cell, and it is cell number 6 now, so that comes after 4, and since it comes after 4, it's going to look at the latest declaration of name, which is rebus, and print that out. So if I go back to the first cell, run that Sabir, and if I go to this cell number 5 here, then even this is going to be operation number 9. So just before this was this declaration, and it's going to look at the latest declaration of name, which was the one made up here, and then this one is also Sabir now. So that's how overriding of variables works. Variables can store a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So num1 equals 5, num2 equals 10. I run that, and then I can do arithmetic with those numbers. Num1 times num2. There, I got 50 because 5 times 10 is 50, and these num1 and num2 is placeholders for 5 and 10 respectively. Now there is some convention in how to name variables. So how that goes is that variables need to be I don't want to say one word, but there can't be spaces in variables. So num1 is equal to 5. This will give you an error because this white space is not allowed. What you could have done is either have num1 or underscore num1 is equal to 5. This is valid, or you could have a dash. Oh, sorry, yeah, it's my bad. Num1 dash, you can't have dashes because a dash is considered to be a minus arithmetic operation. So you can't have dashes, but you can have the underscore, or you can just join the words up together. And also another thing to note is that variables names can't start with a number. So 1 num equals 5 will also give me an error. Num1 is valid, but 1 num is not valid. So yeah, those are some conventions to keep in mind, and as we go along we'll learn some more conventions, like what is camel case, there's Pascal case, I think this is what it's called, I'm not sure, but the underscore snake case and camel case are the most popular ones. So we'll learn more about these as we go along. In the next video we'll be looking at some more Python syntax, so this section isn't over yet. Thank you.